Well, hello there, Libra. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing a special tarot reading. This is in celebration of the full moon in Capricorn that occurs on July 3rd. We're actually already feeling that energy and will for the rest of this week. So this is a great time to think about the more practical matters in life, especially those areas that we may be neglecting. Material success and accomplishments may feel more important to you at this time than other times of the year. And this sometimes is difficult when we're spiritually minded because, spiritually we may feel like material things, material success, accomplishments are all dirty words. The key here is to learn how to balance the practical and the spiritual side of our worlds. To understand that we do live in the 3D. There are things that our heart desires, material things that our heart desires, but also the spiritual side is our responsibility to others and to our planet. So it's all about the balance. It's understanding that as long as we have that balance, there is absolutely nothing wrong with going after what our heart truly desires. And so this is the full moon in Capricorn really helps to highlight this, helps us to bring the practical and spiritual into balance for us. So we'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we're going to take a look first at what you have actually accomplished in the last 6 months since we had the new moon in Capricorn back in December. And then we'll take a look at what this full moon, what truth this full moon is highlighting for you, because full moons are all about highlighting the truths of things that you may be neglecting, where you could put more time and energy into your dreams and wishes, the things that you are wanting, your desires. And then we'll take a look finally at advice from Spirit about how you can put your energy, ask the universe for your wildest dream. It's about not holding back on your dreams. This full moon in Capricorn is about how can you move towards actually acquiring what it is that you truly desire. So let's take a look first at your overall energy. We have the Seahorse Spirit, watch and wait. And then you have Desert Passage, trust there's a divine plan. Yeah, I feel as if there's almost this energy of waiting, okay, for the divine plan. A feeling like, well, I don't really know what it is that I want, right? Or what I deserve or which direction to go in. So there's kind of this energy of just watching and waiting maybe for signs from the universe or permission from somebody to go after what it is that you truly want. But knowing that you're just kind of like hanging in life, right? Like your life may not be truly in alignment. You may not be really inspired or motivated, excited about your life. It may not be terrible, but it's kind of like, yes, I don't have that excitement. There's just this sense of a barren landscape, right? Of no excitement in your life. So how do we kickstart that with this full moon in Capricorn, right? How do we kickstart getting excited about what it is that we want? Allowing ourselves, giving ourselves the permission to dream of what it is that we want. And then how can we take action to bring that in while still balancing the spiritual minded side of it? So let's take a look first at what you have accomplished in the last 6 months. Yeah, your prayers are being answered, and the Six of Pentacles. There's a bit of an energy here because I'm going to say you have the Hierophant. Look at this. You have the Queen of Swords, you have, oh my goodness, the Star and the Temperance energy here. Okay, a lot of sense of waiting, a lot of sense of trying to get the direction of where you want to go, of looking at what's really important to you, of healing some, a little bit of energy of healing around what is important to you, your core values. Perhaps a little bit of long-term. What are you willing to commit to long-term? Part of this barren is you could feel like you're not really jazzed up, excited about anything long-term. You could feel like you're just kind of like bouncing around and nothing's really getting you excited. It's understanding that there's this sense of balance that is needed in your life. I feel like for some of you, Libra, that you could be feeling as if going there's a couple of things. Like you could be putting a lot of time and energy into your spiritual side, okay? But your heart is really wanting some material things, right? And you could be denying yourself that because you're like, well, that's not spiritual to want, you know, perhaps a fancy car or a bigger home or to go on a really nice vacation, right? That's not spiritual. I'm staying over here in the spiritual lane. Or there could be this energy where you have been concentrating on trying to fill kind of like a hole in your heart, this sense of not knowing what it is that you truly want by just buying different things, right? Kind of almost concentrating on the material of trying to find, you know, a car that makes you feel happy or fulfilled, right? But the car doesn't do that. It's because you perhaps have put more emphasis into the material rather than into serving others, okay, or taking care of the planet. You know, it's understanding that you've been really working on this balance, and we're talking about your accomplishment over the last 6 months. I feel like you have been really concentrating on trying to find this balance, and maybe at some times having a little bit of difficulty in that because you have the Five of Wands, the Seven of Swords, trying to heal this, okay? Heal this energy of trying to find this balance. So I like this energy. Yeah. There's almost, you know, you have the Ace of Pentacles, like opportunities coming onto your path, but you're blocking them because you're afraid they're going to disappoint you, right? So it could be a new job that came in, but you didn't feel like you could take it because it may not end up being what you want, or you know, an opportunity to buy something or something, and then you didn't because, you know, you felt like maybe it wasn't spiritual to want that, to desire that, and then that kind of broke your heart. In other words, I feel like you've been holding back on accepting certain offers that may have come in because it's kind of like you were afraid it was either going to break your heart because it was going to disappoint you, or it wasn't in alignment with who you thought you should be, right? Like spiritually, like putting your heart, thinking that what your heart truly desires isn't spiritual. But in the end, your heart is truly desiring something and you're kind of saying no to it, okay? Because you feel perhaps that it's not spiritual enough or something like that. So, you know, you have your prayers are being answered. Something is coming back into balance for you over this last 6 months. Something has been coming back into balance for you. And I love this. You have the Empress energy on the bottom. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you have the Empress, you have the World card, the Hierophant, the Fool, and the Four of Wands. You know, it's this energy of wanting, perhaps. I think you've been trying to find balance in the material world. Okay, you could have, there is a little bit of energy, Libra, here, where you could have been trying to bring balance into your life by purchasing things or trying to acquire things or putting time and energy into your work, okay? But your heart has really been desiring to go in a different direction, okay? Something that's more in alignment with who you are and what it is that you want. And I think it has to do in the realm of love, okay? Or long-term committed relationships or long-term committed. I think there's this energy of perhaps just bouncing around, perhaps in relationships or purchasing things, trying to step into this energy of having something long-term, something that you feel comfortable with, excited about, right? It's almost like going to a shoe store. I don't know why I always use shoes, but it's almost like going to a shoe store and trying on all the shoes in the shoe store, right? And not feeling connected to any of them, right? And then feeling like, well, I just have to buy something, okay, because I need a pair of shoes. And maybe if I buy this pair of shoes, I'll get inspired. It's almost like making decisions based on what you're hoping to acquire, but there's no plan. It's almost like you don't have a plan. You're not allowing yourself to wish. Oh, I think that that's what the full moon is kind of highlighting for you, what it is that you truly desire. I think you're going after a lot of things. I'm not saying you're not been busy and working and all of that, right? But it's kind of like you're going after, you're accomplishing, or you're going after things that are not what your heart truly desires. So it's kind of like you go into the shoe store, okay, and your heart is truly desiring, I don't know, pink high heels. I don't know where that came from. Okay, pink high heels, right? And you go into the store and there's like no pink high heels in the store. So you start trying on all the other shoes. Well, let me just get something, right? And so you're putting time and energy into trying on these shoes, and then you finally just buy a pair of shoes so that you have a pair of shoes. But instead of saying, you know what? The pink high heels that I'm really desiring are not in this store. I'm going to go to the store down the street. I'm going to look there. You know, going after what it is that you really and truly want instead of just settling for second best. That's what you're doing here. Settling for second best instead of going after what you really want. So you're kind of like feeling like life is ho-hum because you're not really stepping into what it is that you truly want. Okay, so let's see what we have here as far as your what is being revealed, the truth that's being revealed to you. Someone new is coming in the world, right? It's kind of like understanding. I feel like there has something to do with, and this is not supposed to be a love reading, but I feel like there is something here about love. And perhaps you have been putting your time and energy into concentrating on why a relationship in the past didn't work out, or hoping perhaps that that person comes back. Instead of shoes, it could be people. You could have been trying, dating different people, trying to figure out. But here's the thing, your heart is really truly desiring either a brand new person or is desiring this person from the past that perhaps you can't have, right? But it's kind of like, but that's what I really and truly want. So let's see where this is going. Yeah. Look, you're blocking it. You're blocking it. You're completely blocking it because you can have success in this. There's something that you really and truly want. Libra, I really encourage you to take some time to really get real with yourself. This is what this full moon is about. It's about getting real with what it is that you really and truly want. For some of you, I do feel like it has something either to do with a relationship, okay? And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be family, friend, it could be a coworker. There's something here that you really and truly want, but you're blocking it. And what it's doing is also blocking the material success that you are wanting. Because your heart is sad. Your heart is sad because, it's like it can't come together for you. It's because your heart is just fragmented. It's wanting something else. It's about recognizing your heart is wanting something else. You're trying to keep it distracted with all of this other stuff, even stuff maybe that you're buying or you're doing or whatever. Your heart is over here saying, that's not what I want. Libra, listen to me. That is not what I want. This is your heart talking to you, right? It's kind of like, and I feel like part of it is that perhaps during this full moon, it's about getting real with yourself about what you really want and then going after that. If your heart really desires the pink high heels, or your heart really desires love, okay, then it is about putting your time and energy into that, right? If you really wanted a pair of pink high heels, you really, if your heart truly desired them, you would go to the ends of the earth, okay, to get those pink high heels, right? Even if it meant that you had to hire somebody to make them for you, right? You would go to the ends of the earth. That's the type of energy. So, of course, it's not pink high heels. But if it is whatever your heart desires, it's kind of like, I just want to have you reflect about, are you trying to keep yourself busy instead of putting your time and energy into what your heart truly desires? Wow, really beautiful. Because, yeah, you know, your advice here about how to put it out to the universe, to get that universe to help you to have your wildest dreams come true. Look at, you have the Ten of Swords, and then you have stay the course. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. I think you're thinking, okay, that if you go after what you really and truly want, it's just going to end. There's going to be heartbreak. And that could be based on heartbreak from the past, right? So you're just thinking it's going to end. It's going to be more heartbreak. But it's about getting back into what your heart truly desires. What does your heart desire, Libra? I'd love to hear in the comments. What do you really and truly desire? Put it out there into the universe. That's how you can do it, in the comments. Put it out there. Be specific. What is it that your heart truly desires? And then asking yourself, okay, why do I feel like I'll be disappointed if I go after this? You know, oh my goodness, look at this. Queen of Cups. Yeah, you're just putting your own heart on hold. You're putting your own heart on hold. You have the Ten of Cups here. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. You know, the Queen of Pentacles is business savvy, home and hearth. Ten of Cups is everything that your heart truly desires. Happy family, happy home, long-term committed relationship. I think some of you really want something in the realm of love, or this feeling of connection with people. Oh, perhaps that's it, right? You could be kind of trying to keep yourself busy with the material things, because it's all about bringing balance back between the practical and the spiritual. And I feel like part of you could be a little bit understanding, okay, that there's something that you really and truly, you're desiring to have this energy of something that is long-term. But it's also an energy of not wanting to put the time and energy into it because you're just afraid it's going to end. And it's probably based on something that ended in the past. Yeah. The way forward is open. Yeah. Whatever has occurred in the past was a blessing in disguise. It's taking you in a direction, all in perfect timing, taking you in a direction. You know, I feel like you have the opportunity for something new to come onto your path. It's truly about a little bit about allowing yourself to go after what it is that your heart really and truly desires. Wow, really beautiful energy, Libra. I mean, part of me is sad for you because I feel like you're focusing on perhaps not wanting to be disappointed again, not being hurt again. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to commit to anything long term, whether that's a job or a car or a house or a relationship, right? It's kind of like you could have found yourself kind of like wandering, meandering, and not really having something specific in mind. Because in the past, when you dreamt of something specific in the past and it didn't work out the way that you wanted it to, right? You associated, okay, you could have had other people in your life even kind of like make fun of you. Yeah, you went after that, but then, you know, it all crashed and burned or whatever, right? But it's understanding you still had that experience. It doesn't mean there was good in it, right? You have, this is a blessing in disguise. What ended in the past was actually somewhat of a blessing, finding the silver lining in that, and then saying, okay, I learned something in that situation. It ended because of, but now I can have a new relationship, business, job, house, car, whatever. But when it's in alignment with what I really and truly want and not in alignment with what I'm fearful I may lose, right? Then it's kind of like it can come in for you, because this is beautiful energy. The Ten of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. It's loving yourself enough to allow yourself to settle into what it is that you really and truly want. You could have been a little bit on this journey of trying to find adventure in your life, right? Just to keep yourself busy from actually settling down and concentrating on what it is that you really and truly want. Yeah. Really interesting energy, Libra. All right, let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. How can I be more flexible right now? Yeah, what are you trying to control? I think you're trying, honestly, I think you're trying to control not experiencing disappointment. Okay, well, then that just keeps you safe and you're just going to hang there for the rest of your life, right? When we allow ourselves to understand, okay, I'm not going to manifest out of what I'm fearful may happen. Instead, I'm going to manifest out of what my heart truly desires. That's a totally different vibration, right? That is so much more positive than being fearful of endings and either not starting things that you're willing to be committed to for a long time, or you're just not willing to start anything, right? Not a new relationship, a new job, a new business, a new house, whatever. It's kind of like, yeah, I'll just stay here where I am because that's better than feeling disappointment. But that's not really life. That's not life. That's not living what it is that you truly want for yourself. Okay, what are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Yeah, and the love is the love for yourself, the love for what your heart truly desires. If your heart desires pink high heels, okay, it's time to say, okay, I'm going for the pink high heels. I'm not going to settle for second best or third best or fourth best. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.